Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got an SMWS bottle, which is my first bottle I've ever owned, and it's the first to grace this channel. It's a Blair Athol, surprisingly. The number on it, I'm trying to see where the number is, Society Cask 68.57. So I'm pretty sure the first two numbers of SMWS relate to the distillery, so 68 or 68 must be Blair Athol. We'll just see what's on the label. There was no box. I'm pretty sure I picked this up for £80. I'm not an SMWS member, but Jason, who does Dram Face, he does the Glenvore page on Instagram, he reached out to me and said that they're bottling this Blair Athol. Do you want me to buy it for you? Because I believe he's a member. So I'm not sure how much the member cost is. I think you can do a yearly payment or a monthly payment. But for me, I've looked into it and it's not worth it for my situation. But it could be for you, so it might be worth looking into. Distilled 18th August 2008, the region's Highland. Initial cask is an ex-bourbon hogshead, and then the final cask, so they finished this in a new oak barrique. So that must mean, yeah, virgin oak. It says wooden, stiff and riddled with lean tannins, but give it time and eventually this ridiculous dram will win you over with sheer force of charm. So yeah, I don't think there's much more reason to go into it. I'm pretty sure it's non-chill filtered, no added colouring. I don't think it says on here about non-chill filtering or no added colouring, but it is 58.4% ABV, so we may add some water to it. But anyway, we'll get down to the nose, the palate and the finish and see if it's a Whisky Win or a Whisky Bin. If you're new here, how I rate my whiskies is 3 factors. Would I buy it again? Do I think it's worth it? And would I recommend it? If we get 2 out of 3, then it's a Whisky Win. But if we only get 1 out of 3 or less, then it's a Whisky Bin. Yeah, it's very... I think that fresh new oak barrique, I'm going to say virgin oak because I'm sure that means virgin oak, is evident. It's wood. The name of this is a newly built acoustic guitar, so it's trying to paint a picture of that wooden, well yeah, just a new guitar, a new wooden smell, and it's fresh wood. It's very, like I said on the bottle as well, tannins, fresh oak tannins. It's quite nippy on the nose without any water. It's very kind of spicy, very not fizzy, but a lot of heat there. Yes, taking a deep breath, it prickles the nose, water makes water in the come out the eye. But on top of the glass, it's creamy, it's woody. It's a little kind of Parma Violet like in the nose, but I'm not sure if that's just from the alcohol, from the sheer alcohol, because it's very alcoholic on the nose. The palate without water. Yeah, it's like, it is wood. It's like fresh decking boards or something like that. I don't know how that tastes, but the smell of it, so I can imagine the taste. When we were doing the garden, we had fresh decking boards. It's like that kind of obviously fresh wood, not treated wood. It's not been varnished or anything like that. It's just fresh wood. It's really creamy though in the palate. Really interesting in the palate for the cream. Like I said, it's only bourbon, new oak barrique. I'm going to go again because it's still quite hot. It's not tamed at all. I think it's going to have water added to it to bring it down. Yeah, there's something toasted there now as well. A real toasted element. I want to say, yeah, we'll go with like a creme brulee. The toasting of a creme brulee, the top of that. Because I was thinking toasted marshmallows, but it's not as sweet as toasted marshmallows, but then again creme brulee is sweet as well, but it's not even as sweet as that, but it is still, yeah, like a toasted sweetness. It's still, I wouldn't say it's necessarily savoury, I'd say it's more on the sweet side. So I want to go creme brulee or something like that, just a kind of, yeah, I suppose when you toast something, when you flame it, it does go a little bit bitter, like the top of a creme brulee, so it's kind of like that, yeah, toasted creme brulee. It is nice, it's not offensive, or too offensive without water in the palate, but I'm definitely going to add some water to this to open it up a little. We're going to add quite a bit of water I have had this before, obviously, so I kind of know roughly like how much water it needs. We'll just see the oils separate now. Oh, that's lovely. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that in the camera, but yeah, I don't know if you can see it dissipating, or not dissipating, but separating. The nose now more pine needles, pine tree, pine oak. If that is pine oak a thing, or is it just oak? I think pine oak's a thing. Pine wood. I think I do need a little bit more. It's still quite hot on the nose. Don't want to drown it, but it's still quite hot on the nose. We'll go again. Yeah, so that's a lot better. There's, oh yeah, that is nice. Yeah, just a little bit of time, a little bit of, maybe a little bit of heat, a little bit of temperature in the glass, a little time in the glass, the oxygen, the water. It's really opened it up. Yeah, there's like kind of, I want to say something like elderflower or something like that. Is elderflower a thing? I've been playing a lot of games recently. I don't know. I've been playing like Elden Ring and The Witcher, and I'm just thinking, am I making elderflower up? Is that something I've been using in these games? But no, I'm sure elderflower is a thing. Yeah, I'm sure I've smelled elderflower before, and this is what this is. It is quite botanical, quite fragrant with the water added. There's a little starchy element. I don't know how I would relate that to something, not like yeast, but like starch, kind of bread, doughy almost. Yeah, I don't know how I'd describe starch. But yeah, it's really nice nose with that water added. Go for the palate. Oh yeah, that's lovely. It's really nice. Toasted again, but now more. It's like it is like toast, a nice buttery bit of toast. It's really creamy, or maybe not even butter. Let's go something like Philadelphia cream cheese, something like that. Is it mascarpone? Is it mascarpone cheese? Is that what it's called? The stuff that you use for like cheesecakes, that you use as your base in cheesecake. That, I think it's mascarpone. That cheese, but on a bit toast. So like light, creamy, spreadable cheese on toast. Yeah, it's really nice. Nice sweetness to it as well. Yeah, I want to say cheesecake now. I had in Aberdeen. I was on a course and I had a s'mores cheesecake, it was called. So you've got obviously a normal kind of cheesecake. It had vanilla through it, and on top it had marshmallows that they had taken a blowtorch to give it that toasted, roasted effect. So I want to say that in the palate, being very specific, trying to paint a picture. I want to say s'mores cheesecake. I think that's definitely what if I close my eyes and think that's what I'm getting, is yeah, a nice s'mores cheesecake, nice crumbly biscuit, maybe to relate to that starch, that bread element. Yeah, quite nice. Yeah, it's kind of transported me a little. The finish is long. It's quite oily finish, quite wood driven. It is like you've like a kind of wood varnish. It's like you've licked the inside of a cask or a stave, an oily stave or a soaked stave, something. I don't know what they would soak a stave in. Varnish. But yeah, it's a nice finish though. A lot of cream coming through, a lot of vanilla still there, still creaminess. Still a little sweet, but not as sweet as the palate, not as sweet as that kind of s'mores cheesecake. I think I want to say something like pancakes, like buttermilk pancakes or something like that in the finish. Yeah, really enjoyable whiskey. Needs the water, definitely needs the water, and it's apparent. It does say on there, give it time and eventually this ridiculous dram will win you over with sheer force of charm. It is a charming whiskey, I suppose. Initially, like I said, without the water, it's a little forceful. It's a little too high in ABV, a little evident with the alcohol, but chipping away at it with the water, taking some time, yeah, it really opens up and becomes something quite charming. So we'll get down to my rating. I think you know what it's going to be because I've got a bit of smell on my face. It is a really nice whiskey. It takes time. It's definitely not one you could just pick up and start drinking. You need to take your time with it. You need to take notes. You need to dig into it. You need to swig it, or not swig it. You need to sip it and enjoy it, and to take time to really get to know the whiskey. So would I recommend it? Yeah. There's only 186 bottles, so it's going to be hard. I like reviewing bottles that are maybe not as easily accessible, or not everybody's going to get a chance to try them, because I feel like through myself you can experience it if you didn't get the bottle, if that makes sense. So that's why I like doing kind of different whiskies and a lot of Blair Athol, because people don't go for Blair Athol, and I'm trying to push it because it's great stuff. But yeah, I'd recommend it. It's definitely worth trying. Is it worth £80? I think it was £86 or something I paid for it. It's 12-year-old, cask strength. I think I'm not sure if it's a single cask, but non-chill filtered. It doesn't say non-chill filtered or no added colouring. I'm almost certain it's not any of those things. I mean, it's in a green glass. I don't know why they'd want to colour it, because that's not really selling it. So is it worth the price? I think in the current climate and the enjoyment that I'm getting from it, the exploration of chipping away at it, yeah, I think it's worth the £86. It's a little tough to say, because there's a lot of other Blair Athol 12-year-olds that you could get for cheaper, but are you going to get a similar experience? No. Is it worth being a member for? That's probably a better question, actually. Is it worth being a member for? I mean, it's hard to say, I suppose. It's hard to say that on one bottle, but you've got your membership fees on top of that, so that might be something to consider as well. And would I buy it again? If I could get it again for the RRP, or if I could get an auction for a little bit dearer. If I get it for the RRP, I would like another bottle of this. It is nice. Really enjoy exploring it. I'm enjoying the journey. I think I'd probably pay. No, I don't think I'd go higher than 90. I think 90 would probably be the highest I'd go if I was to get this on the secondary market. But yeah, I don't see me chasing it for anything. It's not worth a chase. It's not that amazing, but it's still quite a good whiskey. So without rambling on anymore, thanks for watching. I've been Stuart. This has been Whisky Wins. I'll see you later.